The watch world is going through a revolution nobody saw coming. For over 400 years, mechanical watches dominated wrists. Then, quietly, without anyone noticing, solar watches took over. Watch enthusiasts, who swore they'd never give up their Rolex, are switching to a $200 Citizen and never looking back. The reasons are simple. Solar watches keep better time than any mechanical watch ever made. They never need winding. They never need batteries. They never need servicing. And while your friend's Rolex sits in a watchmaker's shop for $800 in repairs, your solar watch is still ticking on a beam of light. In this video, we're showing you the solar watches Swiss brands hope you never discover. Watches that make every mechanical on the market look outdated. Number 1 will change how you think about watches forever. Let's get into why solar is the future. The quiet revolution. In 1976, a Japanese company called Citizen released a watch that should have ended the Swiss watch industry overnight. It was called the Crystron Solar Cell, the first analog watch in history, powered entirely by light. No winding, no battery changes, just light hitting a tiny photovoltaic cell on the dial, generating power that could run the watch indefinitely. The Swiss industry laughed. They had survived the quartz crisis a decade earlier, and they assumed Japanese solar was another gimmick that would fade. They were wrong. Citizen kept refining the technology. In 1995, they rebranded it as EcoDrive. By 2025, Citizen produces over 60 million EcoDrive watches every year. Seiko launched their own solar line and produces another 45 million. Casio launched Tough Solar and now ships it in everything from the G-Shock to the Oceanus line. Combined, Japanese solar watch production today outnumbers Swiss mechanical watch production by roughly 7-to-1. And while the Swiss industry kept selling 400-year-old technology at luxury prices, the Japanese quietly built the most reliable timekeeping technology humans have ever produced. Today, even the Swiss are switching. Tissot released the PRC 100 Solar in 2024, a quiet admission from the Swatch Group that mechanical alone isn't enough anymore. The revolution the Swiss industry pretended wasn't happening is now happening inside their own boutiques. Here are the 10 solar watches making every mechanical watch on the market look outdated. Number 10. The Citizen EcoDrive Promaster Diver. The watch that proves solar works perfectly underwater. Charges from any light source, including indoor lighting, stays powered for 6 months in complete darkness. ISO-certified dive watch with 200-meter water resistance. Unidirectional rotating bezel, luminous hands, screw-down crown. A mechanical dive watch from any Swiss brand needs servicing every 5 years at $500 to $800 per service. A Submariner that fails the pressure test after servicing fails the dive. The Citizen Promaster Diver runs flawlessly for over a decade with 0 service required. Retail $350. The Rolex Submariner that does the same job retails $9,150. The math is exactly that simple. Number 9. The Seiko Prospex Solar Chronograph. Racing-inspired chronograph with full solar power. Solar charging from any light source. 6-month power reserve in darkness. 100-meter water resistance. Hardlex crystal. Tachymeter bezel that actually calculates speed based on distance. A mechanical chronograph drifts. A Rolex Daytona at $20,000 maintains accuracy of plus or minus 2 seconds per day. The Seiko Prospex Solar Chronograph maintains accuracy of plus or minus 15 seconds per month. That's more than 60 times more accurate than a Daytona. The Daytona needs $1,000 servicing every 5 years. The Prospex needs nothing. Retail $475. Number 8. The Casio G-Shock GW M5610 Solar. The legendary G-Shock, with atomic radio sync and solar charging, receives atomic time signals automatically. Tough solar charging from any light. Shock resistant. 200-meter water resistant. Auto calendar accurate until the year 2099. Stopwatch, countdown timer, multi-alarm. The G-Shock survives drops, hammers, and direct impacts that would destroy any mechanical watch. A Rolex submitted to a G-Shock drop test snaps at the lugs. The G-Shock keeps running. Retail $130. There is no comparable mechanical watch at any price. Number 7. The Citizen Eco Drive Nighthawk. Pilot watch with slide rule bezel and solar power. Aviation calculations and conversions via the rotating slide rule. Dual time zones for international flights. 6-month power reserve in darkness. 200 meter water resistance. Mineral crystal. Luminous hands for cockpit visibility. Compared to the Breitling Navitimer, the iconic pilot watch at $9,500. Same slide rule, same dual time zones, same aviation function. The Breitling needs servicing every 5 to 7 years at $600 to $800. It drifts seconds per day. The Nighthawk needs no service. It drifts seconds per month. It costs $350. The Breitling buyer pays $9,150 extra for a logo and a heritage marketing story. Number 6. The Seiko Astron GPS Solar. The watch that connects to GPS satellites to set itself, connects to GPS satellites to determine exact location and time zone, adjusts time zones automatically when traveling. Solar charging powers the GPS reception and the movement indefinitely. Adjusts for daylight saving time automatically. Sapphire crystal, titanium case, perpetual calendar, accurate for decades. A mechanical traveler watch like the Rolex GMT Master 2 at $11,000 has to be manually adjusted every time you cross a time zone. The Astron adjusts itself when the plane lands. The GMT Master 2 loses time at altitude due to magnetic fields. The Astron syncs to satellites and is correct anywhere on Earth. Retail $1,500. Number 5. The Casio Edifice EQB 1100 Solar. Racing-inspired chronograph with Bluetooth smartphone sync. Tough solar charging. Bluetooth pairs with smartphone for automatic time sync and settings. Carbon fiber dial. Sapphire crystal. Chronograph. World time across multiple cities. 100 meter water resistance. A mechanical chronograph in this price range. A Tag Heuer Carrera at $5,000 runs a Solita base movement that needs servicing, drifts seconds per day, and has no smart functionality. The Edifice EQB 1100 syncs to your phone, never drifts, and never needs service. Retail $700. Number 4. The Citizen Satellite Wave F900. Pinnacle of satellite timekeeping technology. GPS satellite reception worldwide. Eco Drive solar charging. Titanium case with DLC coating. Sapphire crystal. Perpetual calendar that accounts for leap years. Dual time zones. Power reserve indicator. This watch maintains atomic clock accuracy anywhere on Earth. Business executives who fly internationally choose this over a Patek Philippe world time at $50,000. The Patek is a beautiful object. The Citizen is a beautiful object that also tells perfect time without ever being touched. Retail $2,000. Number 3. The Casio Oceanus OCW T200S. Japanese craftsmanship that rivals luxury Swiss finishing. Full titanium case and bracelet. Sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. Tough solar. Atomic radio sync worldwide. Bluetooth smartphone sync. 100 meter water resistance. Zaratsu polishing on the titanium surfaces the same Japanese mirror polishing technique used on Grand Seiko. The Oceanus matches Grand Seiko, finishing at 1/5 the price. A Grand Seiko spring drive at $6,500 needs servicing every 7 years. The Oceanus needs no servicing and matches its accuracy specification. Retail $1,800. Number 2. The Seiko Prospex LX Solar GMT. Luxury dive watch with solar power. High-intensity titanium case 5 times harder than regular titanium. Sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. GMT function tracks 2 time zones. Solar charging. 200 meter water resistance with screw-down crown. Ceramic bezel insert resistant to fading. Zaratsu polishing on the titanium case. Compared to the Rolex Sea Dweller at $13,000. The Sea Dweller is a magnificent watch. It also needs servicing every 5 to 7 years at $800. It drifts. It cannot match the Prospex LX accuracy specification. The Prospex LX Solar GMT delivers Rolex Sea Dweller level construction and surpasses Sea Dweller level accuracy. Retail $3,500. Number 1. The Citizen Eco Drive Satellite Wave GPS. The watch that makes mechanical watches obsolete. GPS satellite reception for perfect time anywhere on Earth. Eco Drive solar charging powers the GPS reception and the movement indefinitely from any light. Super titanium case, 5 times harder than stainless steel, lightweight, sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, perpetual calendar, dual time zones, light level indicator. This watch has been running on the wrists of business executives for over a decade with zero maintenance. Perfect accuracy, perfect timekeeping, perfect reliability. The Citizen Satellite Wave GPS retails at $2,500. The watch is at outperforms Patek Philippe World Time at $50,000. Rolex Sky Dweller at $16,000. Vacheron Constantin Overseas at $25,000 cost 10 to 20 times more, drift seconds per day, needs servicing every 5 years, and cannot match the satellite wave specification. The Swiss industry has spent 50 years pretending solar doesn't exist. The Citizen Satellite Wave GPS is the watch that proves they were wrong. Mechanical watches are beautiful. Hundreds of tiny components assembled by hand. 400 years of engineering heritage. Real craftsmanship. But here is what the Swiss industry has spent decades hiding from you. Solar watches keep better time. Solar watches need no servicing. Solar watches survive shock, water, and impact that destroy mechanical movements. Solar watches connect to GPS satellites and atomic radio signals and adjust themselves. Solar watches at $200 outperform Rolexes at $20,000 on every measurable spec. The Swiss industry never let you compare them honestly because the comparison ends one way. The technology won, the marketing didn't. The Tissot PRC 100 Solar releasing in 2024 was the Swiss industry quietly admitting the future. The next decade will see every Swiss brand racing to launch their own solar lines. The brands that move first, Tissot, Frédéric Constant, will survive. The brands that hold out Rolex, Patek, Audemars Piguet will become museum pieces. You can wear a museum piece on your wrist, or you can wear the future. Solar watches are the future.